See what we got. We gonna get it, get it, get it. So anyway, I'm gonna do this poll question. Dang. I'll do another one. Okay. The next one's gonna be for Joy Reid. So let me know if you feel for Joy Reid or not. Let me go ahead and get this thing cracking. Go try to see if I got a better timing tonight. See what we working with. We are live and live and live and live. And we're gonna see what people come alive tonight. So feel free to chime on in. We're gonna be here tonight. I'm trying to get off. Come on in here tonight, see what's up. I thought I'd take this poll question. Please hit this poll. If you happen to be live, please let me know. I'll put some sunshine up in here. Let me see that we are live and in clear. So feel free to come on through and hit the likes. Feel free to take the poll. I'm gonna see how long people are gonna be on here. We're gonna see what we working with. Okay. Anyway. Oh, wow. Is that for real? What's up? Yeah, you back. You back. Yeah, you are back. You are back. You are really, really back. You are back. Life feels good. You are back. Wow. You are back. Welcome back, man. You've been missed. Man. Well, forget that. I got you back. The Sixers still don't have Paul George or Joel Embiid, but you came back. Thank you. At least I know you back, even though Paul George is podcasting somewhere. Um, I agree with Shaq said. He filled the stats up. He didn't really he played his best against Denver. That's the best game I saw. The game last night, he still got a lot of emotion. And I still think they're working out kinks with him and LeBron. Now the defense is coming on. I gotta say this. They're playing better defense with him out there. That I'll give you. The defense, the defense is better. Um, but they still the offensive tendencies. Yeah, he just got a his rotate is nice. I still think that um they've been able to, but they ain't really played a lot. Aside from the Denver game, they ain't really played nobody. I'm gonna keep it 100. And they struggled with that last night. Let's keep it 100. You know. I'm with Shaq. When AD and everybody's back, I can't wait. I can't wait to see these next few games when they gotta go against somebody more. The Denver game was impressive. I'll give you that. But those other games were kind of yeah. Their defense has played better. I'll give you that. But they're not I'm not going to say that they're not championship worthy. That I'm going to say they're not. But I think they've been able to I mean, I don't think the West is that good. So yeah, you can call me a hater. I don't think the West is that good. But I think they playing good. Not a great team, but good. I don't know what that means. Still trying to figure out what that means. Anyway, I still got OKC and Brew impressed. Oh, they doing all right. Man, it's all right. Crying all on TV. Ooh, like, come on now. You know good and well that these networks ain't got no love for you. They ain't got no love for you. People be having this delusion. Yeah, she's got Jamel Hill trying to cry for him. Like, come on now. Y'all need to stop. Are you? No, I'm not. Are you? Oh boy, people come on and yeah. You laughed about her? I ain't laugh about it, but I thought, and you are really delusional if you think that they got some love for you, because um, they're not going to. They're not going to put that kind of money on you. I've seen better journalists get ran out a lot quicker. So you know, I saw that mess. I didn't really want to do a video about it because I don't want it to be too. There's certain things I touch, certain things I don't. I'm not surprised. 'Cause he's for the streets. He talk a lot of trash, and he still acts like he got a chip. Who did he have a beef with? He had some falling out with somebody about a year ago. You know, I'm not surprised. Yeah, I'm not surprised by Steve Smith. Listen, I tell you all the time, and I be careful how I say stuff, as you know. I know a few things about these folks. I don't know them all like that. But what I know about these folks is this. Uh, you better enjoy what they do for entertainment because if you fall in love with them as a person, you're not gonna like them too well. So yeah, well, I can't have nobody being offensive in here, so we're not gonna do that. Of course, Shannon Sharp's gonna defend him because Shannon Sharp ain't got no morals. Do you think Shannon Sharp got morals with that fake Michelle video and all that mess he do? Have done an Instagram live. I ain't never hit the key he hit. I need him and Ocho to show me that key because I ain't hit that key. I've done live on Instagram. As a matter of fact, if you follow me and if you ever follow me on Instagram, that ain't nothing new. That's nothing new. That happens all the time. You think Udoka was the only one? Hmm? They swap. Listen, they swap all the time. This stuff goes on. Smitty's for the streets, y'all. And he ain't got no tact. He still takes on that small man complex. He still think he lining up and he's got to prove himself. And see, the bottom line is we shouldn't even be knowing about nobody's business. I didn't. Maybe I missed out on some clicks and some views, but I didn't touch it. The only reason why I touched Udoka is because Udoka, because of obviously who his baby mama was with. Because let's be real, I knew more about uh, 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 God, why I can't even think of her name now. Um, oh, but um, well, but he had respect. He was like the Iverson of receivers, as you know. Uh, you know, yeah, when you're a troll, you got to go. I'm not going. Yeah, Nia Long, thank you. Whatever. Nia is how I knew about Udoka. Okay, and then when he's with Pop, and then he ended up becoming a name of his own. Okay, this gonna sound crazy as I'm about to say it, but you got to work with me. Nia Long was like Brandy, and Udoka was like Kobe. But then as time has gone on, Udoka done become Kobe, and now Nia's like Brandy. Until that Michael Jackson movie come out, then we can see if Nia gets some. But Nia ain't never really blew up. We always liked Nia, but she ain't never blew up. She always was kind of like a Junior Whopper or Hallie, but with a more talent, but just didn't blow up. So just saying. But anyway, I didn't touch it. Every time something comes by, I don't always touch them for different reasons. I don't. I now, now. Well, see, that's different, yo. Jada, that whole situation is different because there's more money involved. Nia ain't in that. Nia don't have them kind of pockets, okay? And that whole thing with Jada, that's a whole different tax bracket. That's the best way I'm gonna describe it. That's a different tax bracket. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. When they always talk about your different area code, well, their tax bracket hits differently there. That's why. I'm not going, John Jamarcus, I'm not going to entertain whoever this author person is, but they already deleted from here. I'm not going to be dealing with that mess. I deal with adult folks in conversation. So she ain't made that kind of money, yo. And you know who made the money off of Set It Off? You know who made the bag? That was Latifah, Cleo. Everybody else got paid some money. Latifah's the only one, and that ain't gonna. Okay, okay, okay. We can't have this kind of language on here. You got to remove that. We're not gonna do 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 that. Can't have it. No them kind of outbursts on here because those kind of things is not good for the channel. Mm. But anyway, you make money, but you ain't making that kind of bag. You know, Jada got her bag off of Will. We know it. So we could sit there and tell ourselves other stories, but that's what we going. Yeah. Okay, so what came up on here? All right, I can't be having people on here trolling, so I gotta have them go. It's enough of that foolishness. When people don't want to come on here and just have a conversation, they want to come on here and wreck up a good thing. I don't know why. I don't know why I loaned myself to it. But we can have conversations. You just can't be acting eagerish. Just can't do it. Eagerish is not loud. Oh wow, you came on. You back. You are back. You are back. I'm gonna say CC, but you are back. I know you're back now because I can tell by the questions. And I did your question, but it's in my future episode. Baseball one I did for a future one. You have to wait some time, unless of course you're a member. You're gonna have to wait on that one. Some of the questions I do later down the line. I like them, but I don't. They're not biteable right now, but I'll use them unless of course you say something that I absolutely go, yeah, I got to jump that. Yeah, but I think CC, he was one of those cats that you pull for. There was something about CC was over there. Maybe the hat was cocked to the side. I don't know. It was just something about him that, you know, I don't know. I don't know. Feel like I ain't talked to you since when? I ain't talked to you since the Super Bowl. We missed out on the conversation about the whole thing, and even though you talking about Omar Vizquel, um, baseball. See, this is something. Um, if you were if you were winning in the postseason, they got different rules. It's different. It's different. Mm, it's different. Baseball is funny time. The fans have more fun with debating who should get in than the actual who gets in. You should know that by now. You know that by now. We sit up here and talk about basketball, football. They all funny time. I don't be understanding. You know what? I don't agree with Skip Bayless on much, but there's a couple of things he said that I agree with. I agree with his NBA all-time top 10 for the most part, and I agree with him about Hall of Fame. You either great or you're not. You're Hall of Fame or you're not. All this, the panhandling, right? They reward you if you pucker up your lips. They don't. I don't know about longevity and All Star. I don't know about that because due to how they are with Barnes, Clemens, Sosa, McGuire, etc., they're going to have some guys in there who weren't Hall of Famers. They're in the really good Hall of Fame. They're not Hall of Famers. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It used to be something special. I don't even like to think about Hall of Fames now, if you must know, because it's like, But anyway, I don't really feel compelled to talk about Steve Smith Sr. I don't. And he benefited from Barry Bonds. And Hall, I remember that year when he got the MVP. And they were hyping him too. But I don't know. Well, just because you win MVP don't mean you're gonna get in. And there probably wasn't nothing really lusterful about his career. That's probably what it comes down to. Just saying. I don't know. Yeah. But you know a Hall of Famer when you see one. It's like music. If an artist is legit, we can sit here and debate artists, but you know who stands out and who don't. Shoot. Oh yeah, I haven't talked to you since. Get your Kendrick Lamar thoughts on the Super Bowl. His body broke down. That's all. Stanton's at a stage where he's playing to maybe get to a certain magical number of home runs, but his body broke down. That's all it is. He should consider retiring. He probably can leg out one more. I like the message. I just don't know if he was the right fit for the show. I think the message, because see, this is the problem. You can't be, you're being pro black, but you diss another black man. So, I mean, that's the only problem. I had no problem with what he was trying to do, you know. Um, that's the only problem. I wish that that these people who don't act like they don't know him behind A minor. That's all they came to say. They don't know about King Kunta and we're gonna be all right. They don't know his stuff. And that's the sad part. And I hope he don't fall for the okey doke and slide into that. I'm gonna say something controversial, but I'm gonna say it because of what happening with Trump in the White House and the Philadelphia Eagles. It's gonna pain me to say it. I'm a Bills fan, but if the Eagles win 3 more years in a row, they go on a dynasty. Then I know somebody won't go to the White House. I'm sorry, I gotta say that because I'm like, good. I'm like, good. Because that means there will be at least one football team that I know ain't gonna go, and I know most of the NBA cats ain't gonna go. So that is good. So against my better judgment, I gotta be a what's happening? How you doing? How you doing? Against my better judgment, Ted, I gotta be a part-time Eagles fan because I got so excited that they turned him down that I'm like, yes. And I was like, yeah. And then I did a video about that. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's like beating the Spurs. I'm gonna say it like this. Hurts is underappreciated. He bad. Uh the four linemen on the front against Mahomes, you better be good at what you do. You better be. Because if you ain't, you asking for it. But they couldn't run the ball. And he threw two bad picks. But it was actually that drop by D Hop. That's that third down play. He catches that ball. Maybe they do something, you know. But they got him ugly. Reminds me of 10 years ago when Nick Foles did the same thing against the Patriots almost. And see, I've seen this script before. This is why people think the league is fixed. I've seen this story before. Okay. Just saying. Yeah, well, I'm gonna tell you like this. Mahomes will win another one. So don't you can bet your bottom dollar he'll be back. He too good not to. Oh, just want to see what's FTX about FTX. Well, you are Sam Bank. Feel free. You're coming at me with that whole the Bitcoin thing. Well, I got to put my thinking cap on because it's been a while since I heard about the whole thing. If I'm Miles Garrett, if I want to win, I go to Philly. Then you're scary. If I go to Washington, you're scary because Washington got a dangerous team. Mm. That's a good look either way. I know he got tired of being in. Where you live in Cleveland? Ain't you in Serbia? Let me get out of Serbia if you Miles Garrett. I like Miles Garrett. I'm dying in Cleveland. He too good for that. They done that man wrong. Um, if we're talking about the same thing, that whole thing with that Bitcoin, well, it ain't just cold that your football team suck too. Who's your quarterback? I know that's not your team, but who's that quarterback in Cleveland? They got big old help wanted sign out there. Help wanted for Cleveland. And what a waste too. What a waste. Sad thing about the Cleveland Browns, Detroit's legit, and Baker Mayfield looks legit. Oof. Anyway, yeah, the crypto coin is crazy. And that dude got locked up too. Mm, not a good look. That's the last thing I heard about that. Mm, yeah, man. I don't know what to say. That's what I said. Even as a Bills fan, Saquon was my MVP. I said that. There was no justification how he beats Lamar and how he beats Saquon. And all this where he didn't have nothing to work with. Um, he, he still was a great quarterback. What's happening? How you doing? Yeah, she just Joy Reid. That's all she is. How you doing? That's all she is. And see, but the problem is I tell you, as a Bills fan, they dumb. You don't win in the postseason, it don't count. I'm tired of them. You can't beat them money time. Can't blame the referees. You dropping balls and you're losing by three, and you let them run down your throat. Mhm. I think people be doing some hateful stuff. I told you before, I wasn't feeling the Bills this year. They shouldn't even be Baltimore, to be honest with you. Because that fumble and Turkey dropped those two-point conversion. That's why they beat Baltimore. Wow. She need to save them receipts for her children. Because their daddy is considered black. So remember that for your future. The Bills can't stop the run. And Von Miller old. And that's the problem. getting ran up the gut. Ain't scared of him. And that's why I have a problem with Sean McDermott. You got to do your job as a coach. Getting your butt, you getting beat up the gut. No one respects you. And now they put Josh Allen and Peyton Manning mode where you don't throw too many picks and you play conservative. Didn't work out. Still lost. I don't know what they're gonna do. I still say get a new coach. You're 500 right now. He been lost since that game. After that game against the Rams 2 years ago, when they had to win the Super Bowl, he got hurt in that game against Detroit later in that year. He been out of it. He milking it. I mean, I ain't mad at him because he got two Super Bowls and he's a great player and he'll go down as one of the greats and all that. But he been milking it. I already know. That's my team. Let me tell you something. Ain't no brag. You can't get much by my real lenses. Yeah, well, the time we got him, he was about 4 years past the pull date. You know, 4 years past the pull date. He had enough in him when he was with Aaron Donald, and that was pretty much it. I don't sugarcoat stuff like that. I keep it 100. That was it. When he was in there and they beat Cincinnati, he got the chip. He should have gone ahead and gone off in the sunset, or probably retired the next year when we have him the first year, because he's been a wash for us. Matt Milano played pretty good, but don't stop the run. And that's why Baltimore, that's why Harbaugh need to get fired. Because I'm like, why you don't run Derrick Henry 25, 30 times in the snow? Please. Don't play calling. I hate to tell another team how to beat my team, but I'm like, that was just dumb. You supposed to plow them in the snow. The heck is you doing? I don't pay him a lot of money. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because when I mention a guy like Tom Brady, when I mention a guy like Russell Wilson, when I mention a guy like Patrick Mahomes, then you look at Justin Fields, then you look at Caleb Williams. Did they get this stuff right? I think Caleb got a chance if he get the right coaching structure. Justin Fields getting played, and I no, but I see they are hating on Shador. That I'm seeing. Well, Salami got lucky because they won, they tightened up, and they didn't quit on him. But I'm gonna tell you a story. Last year, when they 10-1 and they lost them 4 or 5 games, he could have been fired. And then they let Baker Mayfield clap on him like that. He could have been fired. So he very lucky. Getting Saquon Barkley saved his behind. Well, what he did this year, um, they made adjustments in that Rams game. That was the toughest game they had. Their defense came up big, and you know they did the parts, and Jalen was effective. And so that's what it was. Yeah, he got the respect. I mean, yeah, and he's been to 2 Super Bowls in 3 years. So come on now, he's legit. Now, can he build on it? I think he can. Their defense is top notch. So they're gonna be a problem. But the problem with them is repeating. But I think them and Washington are the best two teams in them and then yeah, you're all right. I mean, you better be careful when you say that because Dallas gonna have to go pick him up. Anyway, I hear you. Yeah, just saying. Cooper Rush may be out in trouble. Just saying, if your name is Cooper and you white, you gonna make it a job. I'm just saying. But anyway, I'm just saying. Yeah, you think I ain't hip to that? I'm hip. Um, yeah. So Philly, Washington. Mm. See, and this is where Jordan Love, Green Bay, y'all got a chance. Detroit got the Coop Campbell may have messed up. He may have been a 1 year wonder. We're gonna find out. Oh, that cutesy, cutesy, fluty football. We'll find out. The next year gonna be interesting for Detroit. They blew it, and then you got to think about what Minnesota gonna do. It's gonna be interesting. hmm I'm looking forward to when we get to that point, though. Oh, who are we talking about? Which team? Alexander Trey Room was cornerback. Hmm. There'll be some moves. There'll be some moves. Oh, there'll be some moves. Y'all just got to figure out how to match up against legit teams. That's the only problem with y'all. Y'all can beat the scrubs and y'all just got to beat. Don't get punched in the mouth by the Phillies of the world. Don't get punched in the mouth by you know. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Is he free? Is he on the market? He should be. You up there playing with Geno Smith, you want to be, you know. If y'all can make one big move, okay. So y'all lost this playoff game this year to who'd y'all lose to? Remind me, because I'll tell you what I remember, because I forgot already. Oh Lord. Oh, Seattle ain't playing. Dang. They got a firestorm sale. Wow. Well, they probably think, okay, that's right. Y'all lost to Philly. That's right. And yeah, he did throw two bad picks. I forgot. I had to rewind my mind. I still kind of blame your coach on LaFleur because he just ain't adapted to, there's certain play calling. They don't run the ball enough. They actually did a pretty good job. I know, but they did a pretty good job kind of keeping Philly a little bit, but then, the picks, but then just not running. Like I said before, you got to get up for big teams. That's on the coach though. You got to be prepared. You might get one of them. Tyler Lockett ain't nothing to sneeze at. He got wheels too. I mean, he ain't Metcalf, but Lockett's nice. He got wheels. Wow. Seattle's unloading. Wow. I'm not surprised. They always think they can come back in the draft, and that's probably what they're thinking. So we'll see. Wow. Please hit that poll if you want to, and if you're on, come on through. Let me know what's up. Feel free. Ted is back in the house. That's an interesting commentary. Yeah, now I think about that because I had forgot about that game. He cost you, but you didn't run the ball enough. I don't know why y'all start running that game against Philly. I don't know. He do. Because DeAndre Hopkins, it ain't, it can't and if you're Tyreek Hill, you need to walk back. They didn't go on to three straight Super Bowls without you. So I tell you to get your butt back. What's happening? Harjeet. Harjeet. How you doing? I've heard the name like that, but it's been a while. And I wonder if you're in India or you're in America. Because I remember a name Harjeet. Harjet. Harjet. Not Harjeet. Harjet. It's been a while since I heard that name too. I knew somebody. But anyway, he do. He do. And they need offensive line on the left side. Their defense ain't bad. They did a good job against Barkley in the Super Bowl. They did a good job on the line. It's just that Jalen picked their butt apart. Um, he bust them on the sides. They couldn't really get home against him. Philly line was letting them know. So if Patrick Mahomes had either one of those, well, of course, him and Moss would be scary because Moss fits more to what Mahomes was about. Okay. Um, who I thought would be more deadly? Probably Mahomes to Hill. I mean, yeah, 13 seconds. Great as Montana was with comebacks, I ain't never seen nothing like that before. 13 seconds? Come on now. Third and 15 in the Super Bowl, and you throw a ball up? Man, come on now. When he had Tyreek Hill, it was like watching Sandlot football. They did stuff that I was like, wow. So now I gotta say to that. But Rice and Montana were more consistent. They beat you in different ways. That's the difference. But Mahomes and Hill were scary, scary quick. Because you remember when he had Tyreek Hill, his numbers were, up exponentially deeper because Hill fit. Hill ain't been the same without him. So, yeah, that's what I'd say. Peyton Harrison, because that corner route was sick. And the thing about it is, Harrison is a better receiver. And I like Holt a lot, but Harrison, if it wasn't for the usual names, he'd be that dude. You know that. Because Marvin is in that lower middle tier with those big names. He was a bad dude. And his son is nice too. I seen him in there with Kyle Murray. Arizona need the right coach. Because you know what? That should be the NFC version of Kansas City. Because Kyler got, but some out though. Yeah, he would throw that thing, hit that wide. You couldn't do nothing with it. You couldn't do nothing with it. And that was like syncopation, you know. And I watched him, and you never took him out of his rhythm. And he was feet down, stride, he was six every time, 6 points almost every time, you know. Reggie Wayne did all the dirt, and Dallas Clark did all the dirt, and Falk and Andrew and Adrian J Edge, but Marvin Harrison hit that corner. That was like clockwork. Clockwork. So, you know, when Peyton figured it out, he made everybody look good, except for Demarcus Thomas. That's the only time it didn't look that good. That Super Bowl against Seattle, that's the only time. I remember that game against Miami, that Monday Night Football game, that 91 when he hit him. But he in the Super Bowl, he overthrew him and West couldn't bring it in. And Julian Edelman was better. Welker was a bad white boy, but Julian fit better. Just saying. Julian was a tier better. Welker was tough, but Julian was another layer. So, but yeah, when Wes Walker was running his slants and it was real quick, he was a problem. But Brady led him properly though. So he did. He put a lot of mustard on it because the way he did when he heaved it, he he felt like he did it rushed. And I think if he'd have taken just a tad bit off of it, I'm a firm believer if he leads him the right way, he might go in running for a touchdown because the ball was thrown with such a heave and he didn't do it in play action. He just kind of put so much force into it. And I think he was expecting the blitz. And I think he just hit him too high in stride as opposed to hitting him, leading him. If he leads him, he puts that ball there, that could be six. So I put blame on him. Yeah, I might be one of the few people that blame Brady on that one. I thought that ball was a little bit high. Okay. Well, Wes ain't never had no spring in his cheeks like that. I mean, maybe I don't think he had no spring in his cheeks. No, I'm saying. I never looked at Wes Walker like a springer, like he was Lynn Swan. So, because Brady usually don't throw those kind of passes in the Super Bowl either. Just saying. Not like that. I think he hurried that one. But yeah, fundamentally, if the ball hits you in your hands, you got to catch it. That's not no hot take. It was overrated. I'll tell you why it's not hot take because I felt like that long ago. Mm, I think I got a video in the can. I'm not sure. I love Ripken as a kid, but without Eddie Murray, I think it hurt his career. And then that was what he really had because he won the ring in '83 and he hit home runs and yeah, but it took a lot of toll. See, I used to live in Virginia, and this was before the internet. But the story was some people thought he sacrificed too much for that record and it wore down his career, if you will. But I say that and losing Eddie Murray because he didn't have that protective wing there no more. But I think with Eddie Murray sticks, you could even got more out of him. He was bad, but he wasn't the same without Eddie. But see, he had all that success early in his career. He was big time, you know. And for his size to be a what he did, but and he got that ring. Oh yeah, I was a big Eddie Murray fan. And see, tell you how deep I am with baseball. And I'm not saying that Cal wasn't bad because he was, but I've seen in baseball when you have a dynamic duo, and usually if they complement, it benefits the main guy. But if they lose one of the guys, so Cal lost Murray. It's kind of like when Dale Murphy lost Bob Horner. It wasn't quite the same. Oh, he was because my aunt used to crack up about Eddie Murray. He sit there and he would look all mean mugging with that mustache. He had that Pringle mustache, that heavy bushy mustache. He wouldn't move, and his curl, and he wouldn't move. Wasn't until I saw him with the Dodgers that he grinned. Yeah, he did. You talking about Winfield? 'Cause Winfield always spoke his mind. I was glad for him when he got the chip with Toronto. I did like that, and Joe Carter too. But yeah, he spoke out. Because he had a lawsuit against Steinbrenner because Steinbrenner was harassing him. Dave made some investments in Burger King and made some bread, but you don't hear him talk about it. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is because this is why you can't take the mess serious. Y'all ain't gonna tell me y'all be better off if y'all don't put nobody in for 10, 15 years. I'm cool with it. You ain't putting no good players or average cats in before no Barry Bonds and no Roger Clemens. Scott Rowland was good, and he had a couple out of body moments, but he ain't no Hall of Famer. He ain't no Hall of Famer. But they didn't lower it so much. So that's where we are. Well, I'm gonna tell you why he get in. He get in because he came a clutch in the World Series. He was a postseason dude. He did win a World Series MVP. And if they use a criteria, well, if you're gonna put Bernie makes it get in, because Bernie was legit. He was good. He was in the very good. He was the really good, the very good class. And I ain't just saying it because he's a Yankee. He was, do I think he's a Hall of Famer in the traditional sense? No. But in the new makeup rules where they'll drop a tier down to say you're good to very good, yeah. If we play in tiers and we're going down second tier and we're saying, yeah, then yeah. Yeah, he will. And I remember the World Series against the Yankees. I remember that 96 because he was on his way. He was balling. He looked good. He looked like he was gonna be. They were saying Griffey who for a couple weeks. Before you start in on me, it was only like 2 weeks. They were like Griffey who because he had it going on for a minute. For a minute. I talk about out of body experiences a lot. I seen a lot of them cats. Yeah, and he had Chipper Jones and he had the situation. But yeah, you'll see that. He got stank because he bought some autographs and probably had some groupies and, talk crazy and reckless. Got out there to them Atlanta clubs and started talking crazy. And that's what happened. Hmm. And they tolerate him because when they were winning, they were a threat. But you got old head, you just became old head, and then you just sitting there and they're like, oh God, this guy. That's what man, that's happened. Because people sure did flip on him. Hmm. Glad everybody on here tonight. It is. I like Chipper too. I like Chipper. Chipper was tough. I read his book too. I like Chipper. He used to tear the Mets behind up too and talk trash too. I loved it. Yeah, he was bad. I did a video about him recently. It's a future episode. Hmm. Yeah, he could hit. So yeah. Everybody on, feel free to hit them likes, hit the subscribes, hit this poll question. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad everybody's coming through. Yeah, he was. They just, one ring, and that's the only thing. But he was tight. I like Smokes. They had a strong foursome for a minute. I liked them back then. Aside from being a Yankee fan, I keep up with Atlanta. All the moves they had. Because you know, I remember when Dion was there and Otis Nixon was there and Lonnie Smith. I enjoyed them. They were fun to watch. I liked them. Yeah, I watched a lot of a lot of Atlanta baseball. You're not the only one. Yeah, when he threw that mess at Mike Piazza. And it was a pretty close series. It's just the Yankees were better, but it was a pretty close 5-game series. You know, so how you doing? Good to see you. Long time no see. Thank you for coming through. Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you. See, if I know people gonna come by late, I do a late live stream. Appreciate it. I remember like yesterday. I remember because that little piece of that bat and he threw it at Piazza. I can't stand Piazza. Got respect for him as a hitter, but I don't care for him. Thank you, Lynn. Appreciate you coming through. That definitely made my day. Thank you. Oh, pizza is soft. Pizza, call him Papa Murphy's. Shake and bake. Yeah, he cries. He tries to be all pies on, old conservative Italian dude, like he sells pizzeria. Try to act like he's tough. He got hooked up. A lot of people don't even know he could hit, but he got hooked up and because he's Lasorda's godson. That's how he got hooked up. A lot of people don't even know. He got better as a catcher. 'Cause his arm used to be like chewing gum. It was soft. There, well, let me tell you something. He's one of them. Um, if I had to pick the toughest guy I ever seen on the mound, Bob Gibson. But that he all right. He threw hard. Yeah, he's scared, folks. Of course, I could also say Juan Marcel because he took that back on the Giants catcher, Johnny Rosenblum. If you ain't seen it, check it out. But Bob Gibson was probably the toughest, the most intimidating. Clemens is in an argument. Ryan was too, because remember when he put Robin Ventura in that headlock and beat his head up? Randy Johnson had John Croc squealing like a pig. There you go. There you go. But if you ask me who I think are the most intimidating pitchers, they're actually the ones that throw that knuckleball. No, I'll catch the low lights. I don't really waste a lot of time with them combines because, well, Ted'll tell you about Pedro was tough. But he put the ball on your knees and you couldn't do nothing. They know how to hit the X boxes. You know, Maddox was like, what? See, now, Maddox was like a librarian or a lawyer. He didn't think he was going to be that dominant. Cat like Tom Glavine, them cats who puts that knuckleball on off speed stuff, they're the ones who are more intimidating because you don't know what to do. You're at their mercy. They can make you look bad. No, I don't really mess with combines. And I'm aware of them, but they don't prove nothing. No, I like Verlander too. He was a bad boy. He never had no run support. He could pitch, but he had no run support. You remember I lived out there, and he was one of those guys. He'd have had some run support. Him and Clayton Kershaw would be like neck and neck for the deck for the era. He never got to support it. They washed him away. Ain't done yet. No, but you can always come and tell me tomorrow about the combine. If you see somebody, the Yankees don't know what to do. That's why I've had to deal with. We had a conversation. I think was it Jay Will was talking about. We were talking about the beards and stuff. It was something. They're just not really. They're late. He do. But the problem, it all depends on where he goes. That's the best. It's not a cop out when I say that. It's the facts. Because how you get drafted, the team you go to, the styling, it all adds up. And the combine don't mean nothing because the way stuff is today, they compartmentalize how you play. Yeah. I don't know. Somebody will take a chance when you least expect. He won't though. He won't. Got too much money and too much attention. Mhm. Yeah, if he can. But you gotta remember something. You're not getting the 2019 version. If you get the 2023 version of 'em, 2022, that's good. I wish we could get the 2018, 19 of them though. But he's a good player. But there was a time he like it was gonna be something else. Just saying. Yeah, because he's got a World Series appearance and he multiple MVPs and he the American League home run record. Is he a Hall of Famer in my eyes? No. In the real good territory, not quite very good. What about you? Well, he need to put up a better performance than he did last year for one thing. And you're gonna finish him runner up, you gotta at least play with some effort. He was half hearted in that World Series, so play for yeah. And the problem with him is that he got hot late in his career. Had he had a career, that's the thing. He lost about 2 or 3 years, and so now he's got to play at least 4 more years. Yeah, he'll get about 5 or 6 home runs, I think. But will he be a stat patter or will he actually contribute to the Yankees? That remains to be seen. What I saw this year, though, nah. So I'm here checking this out. Oh, only thing I said about it is we said she got a wake up call. Only thing I said was with the question, she she got a little too what's the word I want to use? She got a little too comfortable and they had to remind her. And how do they remind you? You ain't bringing us no money. I know I always say your money get funny, you got to go. They start to diddy you. You must have known I was a huge Steve Carlton fan. I mean, I thought Carlton was my favorite left hand pitcher. And he made it so cool. But of course it's Mike. Come on now. It sure never that's what I missed. That's how you know Ted is back. Welcome back. We have not had that said near enough. When you get caught out here shuffling, they gotta snatch you. Gotta snatch you out. I don't know who was more shocked. Her getting snatched up or Tiger Woods putting a medal around his neck for Black History Month at the White House. I don't know who's more. Somebody help me out. But anyway, the jokes write themselves. The jokes write themselves. No, no, no. See, when they want to get done with you, you gotta have I say it all the time. Your money can't be funny. You think they're gonna let you wear orange flickers and orange Crayola box in your hair and look crazy, and you ain't bringing no money in? Come on now. And she was a personality to an extent, but didn't really. It ain't hit like that. Mm-mm. Joke read. See, all you gotta do is watch the comment section, Lynn. And then you got Jamel Hill trying to cap for her, talking about, "Oh, my friend." Like, mm-mm. You see, all she has to do is do like Ben Wallace and go, "Can you dig it?" They sitting at that control board. They're like, "We're gonna pull that plug." Mm-hmm. The hair. What the NDRE told you that 20 years ago. NDRE told you that. Mm-hmm. Tell you. People think you be making this stuff up. It'd be real. It'd be raw. It'd be wrong, but it's what's up. You know, sure don't. Now you can rock some dreads and you be like Lenny Kravitz or something, but if you and you might get some twists, maybe. Oh, you know what's up. But what's so funny is I watched the Black History Month thing last week and Tiger Woods had the rep and that was hilarious. You know, go, oh, that was funny. That was funny. That's why I did that video. I said, "Oh, Tiger Kamala. Oh, yeah, that's what we doing now. Okay." People just don't be understanding what you're saying. Yeah, so he's come up with a name. He was got ready to get. She was getting. He ain't been that shook since old girl came up with them clubs. He's I guess that is ghetto. He he was in the Harrods. That was hilarious. I said, mm-hmm. And you, what was it? I know it's Campbellism or whatever. I used to call him Coco Cabana. That's what I loved him as a golfer. You know, rooted for the cat. And he wore the African colors on Sunday, but you have to talk about he Coca Cabana or Cabaliza, whatever you call it. And then got busted with them janky chicks too. I'm like, look, man, just stick to playing golf, yo. Stick to playing golf. Now, when he was younger, he actually had some fight in him. Cause I saw that old video of him where he was talking about racism. He had some spunk in him back then. But he got in there, and you know, when they start rooting for him, he got comfortable. And he was like, oh my God, when you're I was like, oh yeah. There's only about two of them that were legit, and the one that was legit was a real 304. She was just talking yank, man. How much money you make? Yeah, I called it Coca Cabana. I knew it was something like a cap. Yeah. So when the police pulled his behind over that time, and he was all tipsy turvy, he said, "Yeah, I'm Coca Cabana. I'm the cable man." Like, okay, we'll lock you up, and then we're gonna take your mugshot, and then we're gonna put some shade on it. Yeah, remember that? And that time he was playing golf with his golfing buddy. Who's his golfing buddy? Old Drew Breezy. Yeah, remember? Yeah. He was going through some stuff. Yeah, thank you, Lynn. I called it Coca Cabana because we were cracking up when he came up with these terms. I'm like, yeah, okay. You know good and well how they see you. Yeah, because if I'm watching the Masters, which I don't even like even saying that, because as a matter of fact, he sure was. Because when the Masters, I don't know if people understand. Up until 1990, they didn't allow black members. But anyway, when he won, and he started, and then Tiger, and I'm like, and I told somebody, you know, he did, because I'll tell you a story. I told somebody, I said, yeah, he's the OJ of uh of golf. They love him. He sure was. He did because uh Breeze and oh yeah, what was it? The GQ magazine. It was back in the '90s, and they came out. I don't know if you heard about it. He did a GQ interview, and they were talking about Tiger, and they said he made all kinds of N-word jokes, and I said, "This dude is corny, corny." Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. I like her. She don't get no love. She be balling though. Yeah, yeah. I like her, and she cool too. She cool with her, so she cool. You know what I like about Osaka too? She's feminine and she wears her stuff, but she ain't tacky. She's got she's got style with her thing. That's what I like about her. Thank you for mentioning her. She got style with her thing. She ain't tacky. Oh yeah, Drew Brees is one of them. Because that whole thing about his daddy in the Navy and all that mess, I'm like, And you know he was getting ready to get that Purdue job. Not talking about I'm talking about that Purdue job that Mike Pence got, where you could be stiff in your neck and you be wearing a form fitted suit like you Secret Service. And you sit there like, yes, I'm gonna serve my country and I'm gonna be and then he had to go run his mouth about, well, I would never take a knee and all that. I said, and them folks was like, okay, we gotta get you back, get you another job. Charlie Woods. Charlie Woods. Who Charlie Woods? Oh, I wasn't surprised by it because I had kind of felt his beady eyes were suspect. But when he said it about his grandfather and all that, I was like, oh boy. Because I tell you something, I think they're going to hook him up with a senator job. They're going to hook him up. And then it's like, we can't do nothing with him. Oh, he might. He might. He going to private schools and all that. He might, you know. Well, I bet he did, though. Actually, he did when his daddy had the rep. I saw him playing. He's pretty good too. I saw him. But no, he got his wake up call when his dad had to rep with Trump. That was a wake up call because he's like, Dad, I didn't know you were black. when? 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 Because you could tell Tiger was very uncomfortable, like repping like that. That tie was on tight. That shirt is like, uh, oh yes, power to the people, power to the people. I said, "Leave it on orange head set him up." That was funny. He said, "No, Tiger, I need someone to represent. You're good, almost African American, you're almost full, and I need someone to represent. I I don't I can't get Patrick Mahomes right now, but I like you. I'm gonna get him in the future. You're a good one. I need you to be good for me, and you just going up there and just be okay, and we'll be okay." He was like. He saw all that shadow, and when them folks said, "Gone, brother," he's like, "Oh, oh, oh, oh." I mean, they put the mic on him. He's like, "Oh, oh." I laughed so hard. I was like, "Oh Lord, Trump done set him up bad." That was hilariously wrong. But what you gonna do? Diddy's locked up, and Snoop and Nelly. I'm like, we need an athlete. Who can we get? We can't get Patrick just yet. We want Patrick. You know that Rolodex of who can you get that's a brother. Hmm. Who we gonna get? Serena would come in there, but she starts sea walking, so we can't do that. Who we gonna get? So they went. Well, that's because they got cases. That's why. Um, that's what's up. That's why everybody's doing it. I don't think it's because they so in love with him. Well, they may be in a certain tax bracket, but it's got to do with them situations those cats got. That's what's up. You know, Snoop had his thing last year. Uh, oh man, look, they been bought and paid for. Snoop was bought and paid for 25, 30 years ago. You can't be that blase and that blatant with what you do and not have some payroll. He be high everywhere he go. And they ain't know everybody ain't all cool with that. And Nelly crossed over, you know. But Nelly, it's like, yo, we know stuff is off. Can't trust them because they all had DD exposure. And they act like they don't know nothing and they all meek. So you didn't see my Jason Tatum video too. I went in on him. Well, he didn't know he worked with McGraw, which was Tim McGraw. They did that song on that double album. We not gonna say nothing like that on here because we don't want to have nobody giving no problems. So you can't be using those kind of languages. But you have to do something to get something. That's how the industry works. Um, Now you can do first of all, black music is everything. I ain't got no problem with him working with country artists because he's supposed to. I mean, anybody got no lease on no style of music. I can't have trolls on here talking like that. So you can't come on here just saying anything. Oh, so this cat that does a Celtics fan, he called him what? He called him the tsunami shamrock or some mess. He said, anyway, he said Tatum said he wants to be his generation's version. Uh Steph, LeBron, and KD. So I got a video that I did on it. And I went in on Tatum because he comes with an asterisk. He's like peanut butter with no jelly. He's a half made sandwich for me. Like I like the cat, just can't love the cat. Can't feel him like that. Want to, because he can score. He puts up numbers, but he just don't. It's missing. He's a MIA for me. It's an asterisk. If he had If he could mix what Jalen Brown had, he'd be unstoppable. Right now, he'd be a top 12, 13. He'd be right there with Giannis and Jokic. And I did the video and I said he ain't with those guys. Oh yeah, well, when you're that blatant with what you're doing all the time, he looks very suspect and it's just a lot of way he's moved. Yeah, he did. But I appreciate that. But now if you remember his court case in 94, which he got off because Suge Knight David Kenner, you can look it up on Google. I remember it like yesterday verbatim. He got off of that case. But that was a huge case. And him and Dre were the face and the voice of death row. But Tupac became like the martyr. That's what happened. So, and then he was a member of, you know, a gang member. So I keep that in mind. Um, I remember when him and Puffy were on Steve Harvey's show, which didn't go over well with Suge and Tupac. So he ain't had no loyalty to nobody. But he been bought and paid for though. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. I mean, if you watch him, yeah, you take a beating, you got to go. I mean, I can't, you know, it's a physical game. Physical. Cats ain't trying to play forever and a day. And they stock market their money the right way. They play for a while and they get up out of there. You know. I ain't got no problem with nobody as long as they got their mental faculties, they can get on up out of there, get on up out of there. So more power to them. More power to them. It's a very demanding game. That's the best thing I can tell you. Yeah, he played forever and a day. But he was bad though. But see, some cats tolerate the threshold levels is different. Right. You ain't never lied. Was that one dude who was with the Rams and he retired after the Super Bowl and he was 40 something too? Was there a couple when they won the Super Bowl against Cincinnati? And you remember, I can't remember his name, but he was there. He was like, yeah, he was pushing a 40 burger. Yeah, you play offensive line like that, you really, but you got to be bad at what you do too. So it's very demanding. So I ain't got no problem. Yeah, because that dude was like up there too. But he hung in there and got that ring and got up out of there. And that's what some of them guys do, man. It's like stick around long enough, get that jewelry and bounce. So I ain't even tripping, you know. But that's a tough way to make a living because that line ain't no joke. Yeah. You better love your job. But if it sucks if you've been playing it 20 years and you can't get out the first round, that would suck. I'm like, you better at least have been to a Super Bowl. Yeah. Well, guys get used to it against, um, it's different schemes now. Different schemes. Most linemen, they do last for a minute though. See, I agree with that. But if you stay healthy and you can make it through, more power to you. Yeah, we liked him, but I doubt he'll get in. There's gonna be some guys that you like that just in the end, it happens. They trying everything. Well, Kevin Durant's right. I think they should just go ahead and haul that mess up. That's what I think. That's a joke. And guys ain't been wanting to play in 20 years. For a long time since I seen a meaningful one. Yeah, I ain't even brought that up. I think baseball's toughest because NFL home, they do eventually get you in. It took Drew Pearson like 40 years, but he got in. Pete Rose might have to wait another century. So I don't know. I think it's tough for baseball. Okay, let me address this. Surprised, but I ain't shocked. It makes all the sense in the world. That's how you know LeBron's on the way out the door. And that ain't the only move they gonna make. Watch out for Mr. Anthony Edwards or somebody. They gonna team up Luca with somebody. Watch. See, Adam Silver can't put the genie back in the bottle with the three ball. And he can't stop the way these guys score. So what can you do? You can maneuver and make moves. That's what you're gonna do. And Luca's more shocked than you are. He not fully confident with it. No. I said Anthony Edwards. Kyrie's too problematic and he old. You know the Lakers. You know what they gonna do. You know what they gonna do. It's about Ant Edwards. Kyrie too old. Yeah. Let me ask you this question. Do you really think hypothetically that Ant Edwards is gonna play with Rudy Gobert and get old and not contend for a championship? The cat's out the bag. This is an Adam Silver call, yo. I'm glad you back because we can rap. John Morant, Too Raw did that about it. And it's going around. John Morant's gone too. Oh, we need star power. You know how they talked about this parody? We had the Lakers win and Tatum ain't going. He ain't going. It's Ant. Because Ant's the face. He young enough. Watch. We didn't have the Lakers win, Milwaukee win, Golden State win, Denver win, Boston win. They tired of the parody. They want something they can. And you know what they gonna do? Start making the stars go somewhere. That's what's holding Jokic and Giannis back now. Now, if I'm lying, you tell me the last time you saw somebody walking down the street with a Jokic and a Giannis shirt jersey on. Let me know. Let me know. So you're gonna see some in Jar too. There gonna be some moves. There gonna be some moves. Oh, he gone, and they can win without him. That's the thing. See, he's the anti Derrick Rose. It's not as good as he is. They're not better with or without him. They're not really that much better with him. They don't. They not. He. Cade is nice. Cade is the Eastern version of Shea. Except no one likes Detroit because they too scary. Well, Ja's problem is that um, athletic and that don't ain't alone. You gotta postseason is everything. You're exactly right. If they don't do nothing, he gone. Because that Luca thing said all y'all can get it. That's what that means. All y'all. And they should be. Because if you ain't contending for a title and you sitting there on your belly, we gotta get some chips. That's what's gonna happen with Joel Embiid. He gonna get thrown too. Mhm. So there gonna be some moves, y'all. Mark my word. That's just the start of it. Oh yeah. That's why the Luca thing makes sense. Because they thought, well, you fat and you ain't doing nothing and you want money and you just wanna kinda Humpty Dumpty and shake and bake and you gone. And going to LA. Because even if he don't win nothing, he got the name and the jersey. He can buy himself, you know, stars. The Shohei Ohtani move, think about it. Anybody accident? Shoot. They got all this money. Did you know the TV money coming in, right? Those billions, right? So when they got the streams and TNT's gonna go to ESPN, what you think gonna happen? We need money, yo. We ain't trying to watch Oklahoma and Cleveland in no finals. That's how you know that stuff be fixed, yo. I don't want that. Mm-mm. Pretty much. Pretty much. I mean, he got a ring. He's multiple MVPs. I mean, let me put it like this: he got one of those careers. He could hit 20 home runs every year for the next 10 years and 100 RBIs again because he already done the thing. He done it in a big way because he don't have to do anything else extra. Yeah, yeah, yep. I mean, and he won't just stop at 20, but you know, what I mean, he's already in. He's certified. Popularity, translator, not a problem, non-confrontational. He good. He good. Mookie, yeah. Freddie, yeah, I think he'll get in. But Mookie and Otani, yeah, yeah. I mean, they'll make Freddie wait a couple years, but he'll get in. That last World Series would definitely bought. Hmm. Yeah. But that ain't why the Dodgers beat the Yankees. They just was a better team. I saw that coming. I wasn't sold on it. I thought they were happy to be here. But what they did is that they got the right pieces. Yeah, you get a guy like Otani, that was a smart move. That's just a gangster move. But pieces fit too. They don't just be getting people, they pieces fit, you know. So yeah, they don't think they was pushing it. They're taking more of a wait and see approach than they ever did when the old man was there. Mm, I don't think they were really trying to sweat him. No, because they still think they gonna run with what they got. You gotta be remembering something. We're in an era where getting runner up it makes you happy, and they think they can do it again. They think they can kind of get through. Problem is that yes, Garrett Cole pitched good. You pitched pretty good, but the Dodgers was twice better than you, and teams are gonna come after you. So we'll see. So yeah, I like how he pitches. I still tell you one thing: if he was in Houston, he'd have another ring though, because that team is that's all he missing. You gotta remember, whether they love him or love him, they were the best team in baseball the last 10 years, and he fit like a glove there. Yeah, yeah, I like him a lot. I like him a lot. He did cheap tactics, but to say he was a dirty player is almost like saying he couldn't play. And I ain't gonna never say that. He did. He got away with what he got away with. He was no more dirty than most of them. They grab your shorts, they tug at you, you know. But he was thrifty though. He was bad. He took care of himself, you know. He did some stuff, but he didn't do no more than what others do. Now that's a once in a lifetime there. You ain't gonna stars were aligned for Riverio. There's certain people when you say you ain't replaced, you gotta just say, hey man, that's a once in a lifetime. If we see somebody like that in the next 25 years, bless your soul. That ain't gonna happen. That's not how it worked. I like Stockton though. Stockton was tough. The way he played point guard, he could have probably it's kind of like and Ted's gonna know what I mean when I say Jamie Moyer has that got the basic fundamentals. He could have played these like 65. But did you see that with John Stockton, Ted, when Kendrick said his name past like Stockton, past like John, and they said his family was sitting in front of the TV set waiting for that line. I cracked up. I said, "Oh boy, John Stockton is one of the most milkiest cats." When in the '80s they did before you were born, which was a tough era, and that's how they got the reputation for buying it, even though they didn't. Yeah, you gotta type in John Stockton and Kendrick Lamar. If there's a little video clip, it's hilarious. He said, "Yeah, I was just sitting there. We were waiting for him to say my name. The kids were. I was cracking up. That was funny." Oh yeah, people who watched Stockton play, that boy was bad. I mean, he had he was bad. They did. It was tough in the '80s before you were born because cats like Ed Whitson, Steve Kemp. I remember all them turkeys. And when Yankees got them, cats got fat, lived that New York life, and didn't do jack. My all-time top 5. Oh, okay, if I was gonna do that list, I like this one. This is cool. This is what I like about live stream. Stockton West, Bird, McHale, and I'm gonna say Pistol Pete in no position. That's my all-time starting 5 like that. No. Stockton West. Oh god, this is tough. Stockton West, Bird, Pistol Pete, Rick Barry. That's it. Yeah, that's my 5, right? That's my main 5. Then I gotta have Walton off the bench and Havlicek off the bench and Dave Cowens. But if I'm going on that persuasion, yeah, Stockton, West, Bird, Pistol Pete, Rick Barry. I gotta start with them 5. Especially if we playing in the no position era. Oh yeah, I gotta have Rick Barry out there shooting with Bird and Jerry West. That would be fire. Stockton handling the rock. And I do love Kev McHale. McHale had to be on my team. McHale would have to be. And I'm just saying the pure version. Yeah, so that's a good pickup that you got though. I never have had that broadcasted live, so thank you. I don't include cats from across the pond as in that because it's a different way they hit. Because if I was to do that, Petrovich would be in there, Sabonis would be in there, Jokers would be in there. Because he ain't from the States. I'm using him from the States. If I'm using it from across the pond, yes. So would Arvidas Sabonis. Petrovich would be in there, and so would Dirk. Yeah, Dirk, well, of course, Dirk. But that's across the pond, though. Here's the difference because their style is different than them guys that you mentioned in the state. So it's all good though. What's a good topic though? Keep on hitting the like and hitting the poll question. That's really good. I like that. I like that. I like that. Ain't it funny though, Ted? We have to quantify this. I had never been asked that one before. That's funny. I thought about it though. The future awaits him. Will he be the next Jason White Chocolate, or will he be? Hope he don't come to the NBA like Adam Morrison. We'll see. I watch his Duke highlights. I don't talk about it. See, only when you come on. This is why you've been missed. You're the only one. And then you know where I'm going with this, because I watched them Duke highlights and they show be riding him and his dunks. And he play good, but I got to see him in the pros though. Tyler Hero 8 Mile. I call him 8 Mile because he put the hood on. He been um probably a good 62. But the ones I picked, because if I got Bird, West, Pistol Pete all in a prime too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, he always said that. Well, so Stockton's style was so fundamental that you couldn't break him. And he picked and moved around so much in screens that, that was pretty set, but you had to stay on you had to force him to his left. Most people didn't know how to force him out of his position. So he shot that shot with his right side, his passing. Uh, he could be harder to guard. That didn't mean he was a better player. There's a difference. Harder to guard means he gives you certain types of looks and movements. It didn't mean that he said he was better. Because I know Gary would be, I call cap if he said that. But I will say that Stockton was thrifty. And I'm going to give Stockton his due because I remember back in 98, the Knicks tried a four court spread in the trap in the back on him, and he got out of that. The only other player I saw them try that with was Jordan. So that was a level of respect. Stockton could handle that rock and he could move. Well, depending on who my role player is, and it depends on who my Hall of Famer is. That's how the best way I can contemplate that. Because you could be Vince Carter, and then that'd be an eye complete. See where we're going with this? And then you could be Robert Ory, and I ain't gonna lie, I'd rather have Robert Ory's career than Vince Carter's. And I brought up two names you didn't think of. Think about it. You probably thought about Ory. You didn't think about Vince. But Vince is a Hall of Famer, and Vince is the greatest never was. Now, because I'm taking Karl Malone's career, but I said Vince Carter because I wanted to make it where you could where you get oohed. Because who do you get oohed of? And Vince Carter is that dude that he's one of the best players we saw, and he played forever and a day, and he but his highlight was on the slam dunk, and we ain't never really what happened. See what I mean? I take Neeks. I'm taking Neek and Carmelo over the Ori thing. But I think a good argument is a guy that was a Hall of Famer with no chips that had ooh and ah. Neek had ooh and ah, but Neek moved me more. That's the difference. But I need, that's why I mentioned Vince Carter. Because even though Neek is cut from that, it hits a little bit different when I think about Vince. Like Neek and Carl had a reason why. Vince didn't have no reason why. He just didn't. He just wasn't in the cards for him to be that level. That's all. That is a clown. Because BK was a bad boy. And I tell you all the time, I love I said it. And if him and Michael Ray Richardson don't get into that snow and Patrick Ewing was on, that would be that'd be one of the scariest threesomes you'd ever saw. Was it on Tubi? They did a storm on Tubi. Oh yeah, Ted, I didn't have some Tubi jokes. That's Gilbert Arenas be telling stories like he's Pinocchio. He better watch out. His nose gonna be doing double dutch. If he did destroy him, it's because Stockton was old and lost his movement. It wasn't because Stockton was in his groove. No one will ever admit that. Of course, he cooked him. Yeah, and they knew how to still back him down. Gary would walk him down, and he couldn't keep him. He couldn't do what Stockton did quicker, but he don't have the mindset. Yeah, I'll be watching some of his corny shows. He still be talking crazy. I seen him. Cause did you see the one recently with Tim Hardaway Sr.? That was hilarious. He said, Gilbert, you probably could have played back then. He told Nick Young, he said, nope. I cracked up. He went, that's what I like about Tim Hardaway when he being his real self. Tim Hardaway Sr., when he being his real self, that was funny. I laughed. I was like, oh man. He told Swaggy P, he said, not you. Oh, so he told Gilbert, he said, yeah, you probably, I think you could hang because you could score. I think you've been pretty good in the 90s. But he told Swaggy P, he said, not you. He said, "Ah, you too light." I was cracking up. Yeah, it's on one of them Gilbert. I was cracking up. Tell he had me laughing. And then he went on about who's the true Chicago point guard. He said Dwayne Wade is from the South. He's not from Chicago. And then he gave Derrick Rose and Isaiah and himself love. I was like, this dude is always trying to be all direct. Crack me up. He's something else. But one thing about him, he keeps business low key. You don't. Mm-mm. So yeah, he is a funny cat though. He funny. He'd be even more funny if he didn't get, they didn't try to take his voice box from him, but that's another story. But we like him though. We like him when he be tripping. He had words for Jason Kidd too. But his son is playing good right now. I will give you that. He finally found a home. Took him like 15 teams, but he finally got him a home. Detroit is a nice team. I mean, uh, even Tobias Harris is balling. If you'd have told me Tobias Harris was gonna have more scoring than Embiid and Paul George put together, I said the four tops came a long way. Wow. But he's balling. I'm watching him. And I did a video about him. I did a video that came out because I said in the video, I said, nobody in front of me scares them. It's because of the 3 through 5, they can beat Milwaukee, they can beat New York, they can beat I forgot who else it is that's in front of them. Indiana, yeah. So if they get going, Katie's looking great. He's balling. No, he ain't the coach of the year. He in the running, but he ain't. That's who the coach is in Cleveland. That's the coach of the year. No one saw that. That's the coach of the year. You hope they do. I don't know if they will or not. We hope. They got some games coming up, so hold your horses until they finish the next couple weeks. It's gonna be very interesting because they got some as many times they feel like trading you. As many times as they feel like trading you. Uh, they got a schedule coming up. We'll see. I played the Clippers twice. They got a couple of games on their agenda. We'll see. We'll see. And they only a game up on Houston, so that again, it's a long season. Everybody knew about the Luka trade. LeBron knew about it. Kid, now they knew because Kid been telling them he see a fat boy and he don't want to listen. He knew about it, but he can't teach him how to fundamentally utilize his skill set because he used to ball hog, and sometimes he would play the ball. That's why he got the James Harden kind of tag. He knew. He had no choice because he got fired. No, he didn't leave. He got fired. Ooh, you got to tell the whole story. Luca didn't like him. And I think after what happened with Rondo and Carl, well, he managed to stick around, but Luke didn't like him. No, Shea deserves MVP. Shea could have gotten it last year. Shea keeps getting better. So when you start talking about Rob, you better give Shea some love. Shea's nice too. Last year it could have been a co MVP. This year I give it to Shea. He's the best player, but not the MVP. OKC got the better record. So there you go. Jokic got to figure out how to get some defense. They got to get better guard play. They need a bench. The meters in the matrix they ain't winning though. Not like they supposed to. Yeah, he balling. He is balling. But they gotta win more. They gotta be more dominant. That's all I'm saying. Mm. To me, it can be. I don't see why not. I mean, you don't have nobody. You don't unless you got Anthony Edwards. You don't really have you guys to go with what's the flavor. So why not? You know, sad to say, sad to say, but that's got to do with Adam Silver's mess too. They don't push nothing. What you mean need to tank? They already tanking. What you mean they got held under 90 points against the Atlanta Hawks? That was a tank job. I was cringing too. I was like, oh my god, Andrew Wiggins. I'm like, come on. Um, that's a good question. He's allowed to appear to be. I think he's got an it that Mitchell didn't have. Mitchell could score points, but Ant's got some imagination to him. So if that helps out, um, he gives you options. He gives you a few more. But when Mitchell goes off, Mitchell can score. Mitchell's actually a better volume scorer, though. That's the difference. Because Ant, can have some off games. It's just that he makes a play or two, and plus he runs his mouth where people get into this. Oh, like the other night, they're getting blowed out, came back. He's playing better team ball. Don Mitchell is scary with their team ball. I'm looking at Donovan Mitchell like I'm trying to think who I was gonna mention, but it's like when you put the pieces in, if you play off of what you got, but I still say, and Charles Barkley agree with me, Jared Allen is the X factor in the playoffs. If he's healthy and he can maim the lanes and he can give you about 15 or 16 points, if he can do what Rudy Gobert can't do, they could come out the East. Because one of the things, if you notice, that they predicate on is that they got this high volume of scoring and they get out. And when they bury you, they burn your butt early. And then they all can. So they got a squad. Now it's just a matter of, you know, utilizing it to its full capacity. Yeah, I got about 10 more minutes before I'm gonna go. So I thought it was an inside job that him and LeBron did the thing, the whole thing with the podcast and all that. I didn't really because I didn't think that Darren Ham should have been fired. I still think Darvin Ham should have been fired. Darvin Ham got them to a Western Conference Finals, and they were overachieving. I still don't see why Darvin Ham got fired because it's effort. When you have a veteran team, it's effort. It's no longer about just your X's and O's. That's on LeBron. That's on AD. They powdered and mounted. That's one of the reasons why the cat got let go. No. So yeah, the bench looks good. They got a chance to go deep. It's out of them in Boston, you know, I think. Unless, of course, someone gets knocked off, and then yeah, that's where Detroit could come problematic. But I think it's Boston, Cleveland. I do. That's in the East. Okay. So, all right. We still talking. I still got about five more. I got 6 more minutes. We gonna keep it going. Please keep on if you're here watching. Keep on talking. I'll probably come back tomorrow. Like I'll come back tomorrow. But we still talking tonight. We got a few more minutes. No. Cleveland got a nice bench though. Good night. Good to see you, Lynn. And if you're on tomorrow, I'll be back around the same time. Appreciate you. Thank you for coming through. Appreciate you always. Glad to have you coming through too. Thank you. I'll be heading out soon myself. Go eat. Was glad to be in the face of everybody again. Thank you. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow night. Will you come back tomorrow? Let me know if you're gonna come back tomorrow. Because if you come back around this time, I'll be back on. So okay. I'll give it a couple more minutes. I haven't heard nothing from nobody, so I'll give it a couple minutes. Everything went quiet again. Appreciate you though. Thank you for coming through. Mm, right. Well, it looks like I can't tell if everybody's coming through or not. I give it about a couple more minutes. Appreciate everybody that came through. Thank you for taking the poll and taking the and hitting the likes. That's huge. That helps the channel. It helps everything out immensely. And I appreciate it when they take the time to come through tonight. So even the trolls, I had to. 71% said no. You feel for Joy Reid. Whoa. Well, there you have it. I like it when we have a very effective poll and people don't tell me how you really feel. So best always on that. Okay. Think we're gonna conclude it now because I don't see nobody else coming through. So I'm gonna give it the last call. If anybody's coming through, say something in a minute. If not, I think I'm gonna call it. Been on for almost 2 hours. Had some good conversation, and I will be coming back tomorrow. I might come back a little bit early. We'll see how it go. But appreciate everybody that came through. It was definitely a welcome back to old times again. Peace. So yeah, pieces and everything. See what time it is. Okay. I'm gonna finish out in a minute. Anyway, if you want to rewatch this live stream, I will have it on that podcast. It is once I edit and everything, they'll be up in the next couple days. I don't know what that means, but I have no idea. Mm, okay. Appreciate another light coming through. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. I'm not saying nothing because I don't know what that means, but I'm going to pretty much, uh, you know, just kind of like appreciate the ones who hit the poll question, and that's all I'm going to say. See people coming through, but I don't see no, I'm just trying to make sense of everything. That's all. Been on for almost 2 hours, so. But anyway, I'm not gonna say nothing that I don't know nothing about. But anyway, just got the views. Appreciate everybody that came through tonight, though. God will say, and then of course the people that took the poll and hit the like was some real interesting characters tonight. It was interesting, and some returns. Glad to return a Tig. Glad to see Lynn tonight. So I always appreciate folks coming through, and yeah, thank you very much for coming through. Peace the best. I'm out. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I will be back tomorrow. Watch out. I'm back.